Pay drivers are nothing new in NASCAR and motorsports as a whole. In fact, I did a whole video on that a few weeks back. Race cars are expensive. It's long been said that to make a small fortune in racing, you have to start with a big fortune. If you're an up-and-comer without enough backing to get you all the way to the top, your best bet is to get discovered and signed by a developmental program run by one of the big cup teams or one of the manufacturers. Toyota, for instance, has an extensive driver development program. If you find yourself in the Toyota pipeline, you will race late models, have a ride with Venturini Motorsports and ARCA, and then on to the Craftsman Truck Series with Tricon Garage. Ideally, you'd like to prove you belong there by letting the results speak for themselves. Driving great equipment in late models in ARCA gives you a leg up on the myriad of independent entries in those series, so you really have to win races there to justify a jump to the Truck Series. Or perhaps, you don't even have to do that. There was a real eye-opening article posted in Auto Week by Deb Williams last week that highlighted Toyota development driver Toni Breidinger. She races in the Truck Series for Tricon Garage as part of the Toyota ladder, and most of the article was usual profile stuff that you'd come to expect. But there was one section that caught my eye when the article talked about how Toyota decided to sign Toni into their program. Breidinger is one of Toyota's drivers contracted through the manufacturer's marketing department instead of its driver development program. Her large social media following was one thing that attracted Toyota to her, says Paul Dolachal, Group Manager Motorsports, Toyota Motor North America. So her role is simply marketing for Toyota. She's not even in the development program properly. That is a wild admission, but one that I think most everyone had come to recognize. Toni reaches outside that motorsport sphere and can bring that "what's going on over there, let me go check it out" kind of aspect, Dolachal says. So we have the head of the program going on public record and saying the quiet part out loud, that she was signed and is included in the development program only due to her social media presence. If you'd followed ARCA and trucks the past several years, you'll know that her results are seriously nothing to write home about, especially considering the edge she has had in equipment over most of the field. We've been really searching for the next really elite female driver for a long time, Dolachal says. We've tested a lot of female drivers. Our program is more about track performance and how do we compete. For us, it's finding elite level talent, and who do we think has a chance to really evolve and matriculate up to the higher series. Now, this quote is a blatant lie because he just said 2 paragraphs up that she was signed for marketing purposes. In other words, Toyota made her the racing equivalent of an industry plant. But to be fair to her, there are also plenty of male drivers who are in rides they don't deserve. If you follow NASCAR today, you'll be able to think of plenty of male drivers in the top 3 series who suck big time and will still find rides because they bring large checks to teams who need it, regardless of how many cars they tear up or how slow they go. And there's also been plenty of male drivers who could be considered industry plants too. Back in the 2010s, NASCAR had a program called NASCAR Next, which was supposed to highlight younger prospects that people thought would be the future of NASCAR. On NASCAR's website, they have a list of NASCAR Next alumni, and by reading the list, you'll notice some trends. The majority of drivers on that list either came from the Drive for Diversity program, or are the sons of famous fathers that also ran in NASCAR. I mean, just going down the list, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, Noah Gragson, William Byron, Alex Bowman, John Hunter Nemechek, Cole Custer, Riley Herbst, Harrison Burton. I mean, I'm losing breath. I can keep on going. That's how long the list is of those who actually made it to a significant ride in the Cup Series. Even Ben Kennedy made the list. He's the great-grandson of Big Bill France, and now has stepped out of the race car and into the boardroom as NASCAR's executive vice president. I'm sure all of this was just a coincidence. This is why I get a chuckle whenever someone dunks on Austin Dillon for being a Silver Spoon kid. I'm not a Dillon fan by any means, but my goodness, 75% of the Cup field is Silver Spoon kids by that definition. I understand where boomers are coming from when they complain about how today's drivers have no personality. It's hard to build character and get fans to invest in your story when you get everything handed to you and adversity never really comes into play. I'm not going to sit here and say that getting to the Cup Series is easy, because it isn't and it shouldn't be. Those who I listed off had their own challenges in making it this far. My overall point is that due to the economic reality of auto racing, marketing plays a huge part in determining who gets to move up to a higher series. Modern NASCAR misses the type of driver that had to scratch and claw their way to the Cup Series. But there are still guys like that. Josh Berry's win at Las Vegas was so popular because he is a guy that had been a short track star for so long before he got the call up to the top 3 series. Sure, he had connections with Dale Jr. through sim racing, but it took Josh Berry years to get a stable ride in a national tour. Last year, he was the 34-year-old Cup rookie, which is totally unheard of nowadays, and to win for the Wood brothers only added to the cool factor. To summarize all this up, I thought it was refreshing for one of the higher-ups at Toyota to come right out and say, hey, we signed this driver for marketing reasons. I'm not breaking any new ground by saying that it takes a monetary incentive when signing drivers these days, it's just the reality of things. Will it ever change? Probably not. That's why we like when drivers like Berry do well. But at the end of the day, root for whoever you want. Who cares if they got there deservedly or not? It's not really that serious. I just wanted to make this video because I thought the article highlighted an interesting dynamic. Anyone who shares my passion for racing is all good in my book. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.